Hello! Welcome back to another car review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Parisian EXP-1, the newest limited car inside of Jailbreak. But what am I rambling for? Let's get into... Oh, hi. So what's this car like? Well, the Parisian, or as I like to call it, the Parmesan, cost $720,000 when it was in the game for a total time of 4 days. According to the Jailbreak wiki, it has an amazing top speed, capping at 317 miles per hour. It can beat almost every single vehicle, including the Concept, only losing to the Javelin, Torpedo, and Brulé. Now, of course, you're not going to be hitting 317 any time, really, on the Jailbreak map, but you get the idea. This car is really quick. The acceleration and the launch are really great. It can reach 80 miles per hour in 1 second. So if you're being chased by a cop or a criminal, or you're trying to catch someone as a cop, you just hop into this thing and you're just off in seconds. It accelerates really fast as well. I think it averages around like 230 to 250 when you're just driving, like, not normally, but like if you're consistently not running into things, you'll average about 230, 250, I want to say. Which makes it really good for quickly catching up to people. The handling and braking on this car is also really good. You're able to turn with quite a bit of ease, and the drifting is really nice. The new smoke that the car has is a really nice touch. It's really sweet because it like animates and it looks really nice, like if you're drifting around, and you can get some cool effects with it. Apparently, Asimo himself confirmed that this car has better handling than the Jav and the Meg, which means it has the best handling in the game, or something like that. The braking is really good. I don't know why I hesitated to say that. My only issue with it is it doesn't feel really good, just because you're going so fast that sometimes it takes you a while to slow down. But it's definitely not as bad as like the Volt Bike or something. The braking is pretty good for what you're paying. Now, my only issue with this vehicle is that if you're not sticking to roads, it's a little bouncy. And what I mean by that is driving over off-road terrain here and there can result in a bit of bouncing up and down, getting flung up randomly. Even driving on normal roads does that sometimes to this car. But that's about really the only thing I can say is definitively wrong with this thing. So yeah, great stats overall. As for the appearance, this car looks amazing, and again, the smoke is really nice, the drifting smoke, whatever you want to call that, I'm not sure what the terminology is. And as we always say over here, looks are mostly preference, but I do really enjoy what this car looks like. I do wish you could include a spoiler though, because I feel like spoilers would be pretty cool on this thing, although I can definitely see why that's not entirely possible. I love like the matte like pieces and the carbon texture not carbon, but it's like metal, like the textured pieces around this thing give it a really nice touch. The brake lights also look really cool, and the lights on the side are a pretty nice touch as well. And then the cool like wording, how it says the Parisian and then the EXP-1 on the sides, and then Radwood Energies, I think it is. Really cool touches. It adds a lot of character to the car. So yeah, overall, one of the nicest vehicles we've gotten in this game. Now, as for trading, I am not sure exactly when this thing went off sale, but I recorded this somewhere in between like an hour to like 5 hours after it went off sale, so it was pretty fresh on the market. So let's go over those deals. First, I was offered a Volt Bike, a Ray 9, an Eclair, and a bunch of extra stuff that I didn't really need. I mean, I didn't really need any of this, nor did I want it. In terms of sheer value, you're getting $1 million and like 800,000, 1.9 million for a car that costs 720K. In terms of sheer price, this is a win, but because the Parisian is limited and it's going to only go up from here, it's not a good deal. I wouldn't take this if I were you. After that, I was offered a Parisian for my Parisian, and I got confused because he asked for me to add rim 4, which at first I didn't understand. So then I added the rim and a Volt Bike, because I didn't know he wanted the Parisian, because he said he wanted the rim, and then he got mad. He got visibly upset. Bro, add rim and car! Needless to say, I declined pretty quickly. Then I got offered Hyper Yellow and extra ads. I would not take this because Hyper Colors at level 1 are less than $1 million vehicles, and I already got a much better deal than this. Wasn't gonna take this anytime soon. Then I was offered an Eclair, Roadster, Posh, Cirrus Badger, ATV. Lots of random vehicles that I didn't need. While I'm going through my inventory, check out all of my Model 3s. Then I was offered a Volt 4x4, which, I mean, technically speaking, seems like a pretty... Oh god, that was a voice crack. Which, technically speaking, seems like a pretty good deal. Not gonna lie. I do really like the Volt 4x4, I have kind of a bias towards it, but I think this is a pretty good deal. Then, this guy was wondering if my Volt bike was free. It was not. Afterwards, I got offered Bull, Blue Season 3, Red Season 3, and Black Ice, and a bunch of extra ads. Worth about as much as the 4x4, I would say, maybe a little less. Again, I'm terrible with values, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. Then I got offered Concept, another Hyperchrome, and some ads for my 4x4. Man, people do not want the Parisian. I was then offered Skatebot, Eclair, and Carbon Fiber, and I really didn't like this deal because it was not worth it. Then they insisted that they added Carbon Drip, and then I said no, and they screamed at me, "I thought you liked Drip!" All in all, for the value of this car, I don't really know where it sits at in the current time, simply because it's just so new, and it's hard to determine the value, because we don't really know what it's valued at yet, as long as it's above 720,000. I've heard people say it's around 2 mil. That sounds kind of fair to me. All I know is, don't get your opinion on how much this car is worth based off of YouTubers. But yeah, that is it for today's video. The review of the Parmesan. The Parmesan. Parisian. Really hope you enjoyed. As always, I read all the comments on my videos, so make sure to leave a comment if you have anything you want me to see, or leave a hate comment. That I wouldn't mind either. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.